So today I'm going to be giving you a quick lesson on something that I think is really, really important, and that is process. Hairs all over the shop. Before I start, guys, if you're liking my stuff, subscribe to my page and smack that like button. It helps get my message out to more people, and hopefully I'm helping you in your journey of becoming a better cricketer. Now, process is one of the most important things in cricket, whether you're a batsman or a bowler, because what we tend to do is think into the future or think what's happened in the past. We very rarely think of what's happening right now, and that's what process is all about. You hear it all the time, trust the process. But what does it actually mean? The process is just a simple way of controlling the controllables. That is it. So when we talk about the process, we talk about things that you can actually do. Little triggers when you're batting. What your preparation is like before cricket. So rather than being outcome based, where I'm getting 100 or 50 or 5 for or 3 for, you're focusing on simple tasks. Things like, have I trained well? Have I slept well? Am I eating right? Things that you can actually control. Now this takes time and experience and a little bit of trial and error, but eventually you're going to figure out a process that works for you. From when you do well, just write it down. When you don't do well, also write it down. Eventually you'll find trends of what actually works for you. And process isn't necessarily about being structured. I'm not a very structured person. Some days I like to hit a lot, some days I don't like to hit at all. For me, it's more about feel. So the last training session I probably hit for about 10 minutes and felt really good. The training session before, I reckon I hit for about 30 minutes and then felt really good. At the end of the day, it was just about me feeling right for the game. So when I went out there, I didn't have any lingering thoughts in the back of my head. So my process when game time comes up is really simple. I don't want to be thinking about anything. I just want to compete. I'm not thinking about when my back comes down or what the bowlers are doing or too much of what's going on around me. I'm just trying to watch the ball and trying to compete. And looking up the scoreboard and seeing what's going on, what the team needs from me, what I should be doing this next ball. So yes, I break it down a little bit. I'm not exactly looking at the long-term picture. I'd love to go out there and score 100 every game, but I know I can't do that until I get off the mark, face the first ball, and work out those little stages bits by bits. So for me, I'm not focusing on the outcome, I'm focusing on the little bits and pieces I'm trying to do, which will hopefully get me that outcome. Now you can have the best processes in the world, but it doesn't mean you're going to score runs. Now here's the tricky part. So with cricket, you're going to go up and downs. 2 games ago, I got a duck. Pretty standard, happens a lot as a batsman. 2 games later, I score 100. What does that actually mean? It doesn't actually mean anything. Whether I score a duck or 100, the process doesn't change. So when I get there the next game, I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm not worried about what happened in the past. I'm not worried about what may happen in the future. I'm trying to stay in the present as much as possible because I know if I stick to the process every single time, it gives me the best opportunity to score runs. What I'm trying to say is don't use performance as a means to measure yourself, particularly in the short term. Because in the short term, you're going to go up and down. This is the same for bowlers and batters. You're going to have good games and bad games. You can't be like,
what am I going to do now? Do I need to change something?
If you keep chasing those little bits and pieces, you will never succeed. That kind of stuff you can wait for longer term, 1 year, 2 year, see if you're scoring runs, see if you're taking wickets, see if things are going well and the trajectory is in the right direction. But short term is all about the processes because you will hit bumps. Sometimes, you won't get a little bit of luck on the field. Other times you'll get really lucky. So this is where the process comes in. If you've had 5 bad games, that's fine. You trust your process, you stick with it. You know it's worked for you. You know if you get yourself in the right place at the right time, you will score runs or take wickets more times than you don't. And likewise, if you score 100 and things are going really well, you score 300s, you're on fire. The same thing applies because you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. There's a reason you were doing so well. You were sticking to the process. So stick to the process more. Do it again, again, again. That's how you build consistency. Honestly, it's one of the hardest things to do because cricket will mind screw you all the time. It's one of the greatest challenges of our great game, and the best players in the world, all the greats of the game, have been able to conquer it. Yes, they're extremely skillful, but their mind is what sets them apart. They can do it over and over and over again. They have that hunger, that drive, and a lot of it comes through the process. So that's just some of my lessons for today. I could be talking about process for a long time. There's a lot to delve into this topic. So hopefully you got something out of it, and I hope you find your own way of doing things.